The massive alien warship Void Hunter drifted through the outer rim of human space, its sleek hull gleaming under distant starlight. Captain Rex stood on the bridge, watching the scanner displays with growing concern. The Galactic Council had sent them to investigate reports of a mysterious human vessel that had been spotted in this sector. "Sir, we're picking up something on long-range sensors," reported Navigator Tom from his station. "It's big, really big." Rex moved closer to the main display. What appeared before them defied everything the galaxy knew about human technology. A massive battleship hung in the void, its design unlike anything in the Council's databases. The vessel was nearly 2 kilometers long, with armor plating that seemed to absorb light itself. "That's impossible," whispered Chief Engineer Mark, his 3 eyes wide with disbelief. "Humans barely have faster-than-light travel. They shouldn't be able to build something like that." The alien crew had good reason to be shocked. Humanity had only joined the galactic community 50 years ago, and their technology was considered primitive by Council standards, most human. Ships were small patrol craft or basic cargo haulers. Nothing like the monster floating before them. "Run a full sensor sweep," Rex ordered. "I want to know everything about that ship." The results that came back made no sense. The hull was made from materials that shouldn't exist. The energy readings suggested power systems far beyond current human capabilities. Most disturbing of all, the weapon signatures indicated firepower that could level entire planets. "Sir, we're being scanned," Tom announced, his voice tense. "That ship just activated some kind of sensor array. The power output is off the charts." Rex felt a chill run down his spine. In all his years serving the Council, he had never encountered technology this advanced. The greatest civilizations in the galaxy had spent thousands of years developing their current tech levels. How could humans, who were barely out of their Stone Age by galactic standards, create something like this? "Open a communication channel," Rex commanded. "Let's see who's flying that thing." The main screen flickered to life, showing a human face. The man appeared to be in his 40s, with short brown hair and calm eyes. He wore a uniform that Rex didn't recognize, all black with silver trim. "This is Admiral Jack of the human vessel. Earth's Fury," the man said in perfect galactic common language. "You are trespassing in human space. State your business or leave immediately." Rex straightened his uniform. "I am Captain Rex of the Council ship Void Hunter. We're here on official Council business to investigate reports of unauthorized human military activity." Admiral Jack smiled, but there was no warmth in it. "Unauthorized? Last I checked, humans were free to build whatever ships we wanted in our own territory. That vessel represents technology centuries ahead of current human capabilities," Rex replied. "The Council has laws about sharing advanced technology with developing species." "Who said anything about sharing?" Jack's expression hardened. "This is human technology, built by human hands, designed by human minds. Every bolt, every circuit, every line of code is ours." The bridge crew of the Void Hunter exchanged worried glances. If this was true, it changed everything. The balance of power in the galaxy would shift dramatically if humans could build ships like this. "That's impossible," Mark muttered. "The quantum processors alone would require knowledge they don't possess." Jack seemed to hear him, despite the communication being audio only. "Nothing is impossible when you're fighting for your survival. The Council may see us as primitive, but we see patterns differently than you do. We ask questions others don't think to ask." Rex studied the human's face carefully. There was something in his eyes, a hardness that spoke of recent battles and difficult choices. "What exactly are you trying to survive, Admiral?" "Pirates, mostly. Raiders from outside Council space who think human colonies are easy targets." Turns out they were wrong. Jack leaned forward slightly. "Dead wrong. The implications hit Rex like a physical blow. If humans had developed this technology in response to external threats, and if they could build more ships like this one, then the entire galactic order was about to change forever. Admiral, the Council will want to inspect your vessel and verify your claims about indigenous technology development, Rex said formally. Jack's smile returned, still cold. The Council is welcome to try. But I should warn you, Earth's fury doesn't take kindly to unwelcome visitors. And we have 17 sister ships, just like her, patrolling human space. The communication cut off, leaving Rex staring at a blank screen and wondering if his ship was already in the crosshairs of weapons. That shouldn't exist. Captain Rex stared at the blank communication screen for several long seconds before turning to his crew. The bridge of the Void Hunter had fallen silent, except for the soft hum of life support systems. Sir, should we withdraw and report back to Council Command? Navigator Tom asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Before Rex could answer, the ship's alert klaxons began wailing. Chief Engineer Mark's tentacles flew across his control panel as new data flooded in. Captain, we have a problem, Mark announced. I'm detecting 17 new contacts jumping into the system. They're all the same class as that first human ship. Rex felt his blood run cold. Through the main viewport, he could see the stars themselves, seeming to bend and twist as massive shapes dropped out of faster-than-light travel. One by one, enormous human warships materialized around them, forming a perfect sphere with the Void Hunter at its center. This is impossible, Tom breathed. Our intelligence reports said humans had maybe 30 ships total in their entire fleet. These things aren't even in our databases. The communication system crackled to life again. Admiral Jack's face reappeared on the screen, but this time he wasn't alone. Behind him, Rex could see what looked like a massive command center with dozens of humans working at stations filled with technology that shouldn't exist. Captain Rex, Jack said calmly, I believe you wanted to inspect human vessels. Well, now you have plenty to choose from. Rex tried to keep his voice steady. Admiral, this is an act of aggression against a Council vessel. The Void Hunter is on a peaceful mission. Peaceful? Jack raised an eyebrow. You brought weapons into our space and demanded to board our ships. How exactly is that peaceful? The alien captain looked around his bridge. His crew was scared. He could see it in their eyes. The Void Hunter was one of the most advanced ships in the Council fleet, armed with weapons that could crack moons and defended by shields that had never been breached. But somehow, surrounded by these impossible human vessels, it felt as fragile as an egg. Our sensors indicate your ships are carrying weapons capable of planetary destruction, Rex said. The Council has laws about such weapons. Your Council has laws about a lot of things. Another human voice cut in. The screen split to show a second human, a woman with short red hair and the same black uniform. I'm Captain Lisa of the Human Pride. We've been studying your laws very carefully. A third human appeared on screen, an older man with gray hair. Captain Bob of the Starbreaker here. Did you know that according to Council Law 847B, any species that can demonstrate indigenous technological superiority in their home territory is eligible for immediate reclassification? Rex's heart sank. He knew that law. It was ancient, written thousands of years ago when the Council was still expanding and encountering new species. No one had invoked it in over a millennium. You can't seriously be claiming technological superiority. Mark sputtered from his station. You've had space travel for less than a century. Admiral Jack's expression grew serious. Chief Engineer Mark, isn't it? Tell me, how long did it take your species to develop quantum entanglement communication? Nearly 3,000 years from first spaceflight. Mark replied automatically, then stopped as he realized what he'd admitted. We did it in 47 years, Jack said simply. Your people took 5,000 years to develop gravity manipulation. We managed it in 31. Should I continue? A bridge crew exchanged glances. The implications were staggering. If humans could develop advanced technology at such incredible speeds, they wouldn't stay a junior species for long. How? Rex asked, genuinely curious now despite his fear. Captain. Lisa smiled. We think differently. Your species, all the council species, you develop technology in straight lines. Step by step, building on what came before. Humans don't think that way. We skip steps. We ask what if instead of what next. Plus, added Captain Bob, we've been watching your technology for 50 years. Learning from it, improving on it, taking your 1,000-year developments and compressing them into decades. Admiral Jack leaned forward. Captain Rex, you came here to investigate human technology. Well, here's your investigation. We're not the primitive species you thought we were. We never were. We just needed time to show you what we could really do. The stars outside seemed to pulse with a strange energy. Rex realized that 18 human warships were now pointing enough firepower at his vessel to vaporize it instantly. What do you want? Rex asked quietly. Jack's smile was sharp as a blade. We want a new conversation with the Council. And we want it now. The massive holographic display in the center of the Void Hunter's bridge flickered to life, showing a three-dimensional map of the local star system. Admiral Jack's voice came through clearly as he began what could only be described as a lecture. Captain, Rex, your Council databases show this system as empty except for a few asteroids and gas clouds, Jack said. But your sensors aren't quite advanced enough to see what we've been building here. As he spoke, new contacts began appearing on the display. Rex watched in growing horror as dozens, then hundreds of structures materialized throughout the system. Space stations, mining platforms, defensive installations, an entire hidden infrastructure that the Void Hunter's advanced sensors had completely missed. How is this possible? Rex whispered. Our sensors can detect a metal fragment the size of a coin from light years away. Captain Lisa's voice joined the conversation. Your sensors are very good at finding things that want to be found. We've developed something we call adaptive camouflage. Our installations shift their energy signatures to match background radiation perfectly. Chief Engineer Mark was frantically working at his station, trying to reconfigure their sensors. Sir, I'm detecting massive energy readings now that they've revealed themselves. Some of these structures are bigger than our capital shipyards. Bigger and more advanced, Captain Bob added cheerfully. The main construction facility you're looking at can build a ship the size of Earth's Fury in about 6 weeks. We currently have 12 more under construction. Rex felt dizzy. 12 more ships like the monsters surrounding them? The implications were staggering. Admiral, surely you understand that this level of military buildup is seen as aggressive. By Council standards? Aggressive? Jack's laugh was cold. Captain, 3 months ago, pirates from the Outer Rim attacked the human colony on New Terra. They killed 18,000 civilians before our old fleet could respond. When we finally drove them off, do you know what we found in their computer cores? The holographic display changed, showing what looked like star charts and tactical data. Rex recognized some of the symbols. They were Council military codes. We found detailed information about human defenses, population centers, and resource deposits, Jack continued. Information that could only have come from Council sources. So tell me, Captain, who's really being aggressive here? Rex's mind raced. If humans had proof that Council species were providing intelligence to raiders, it would cause a massive scandal, but something didn't add up. Admiral, even if that's true, how did you develop this technology so quickly? Months ago, Your most advanced ships were barely capable of system-to-system travel. The display shifted again, showing what looked like a massive research facility built inside a hollowed-out asteroid. Through the transparent sections, Rex could see thousands of humans working alongside strange machinery. "We've been preparing for this conversation for years," Admiral Jack explained. "Ever since we joined the Council, we've been studying every piece of technology we could get our hands on. But more importantly, we've been studying how your people think about technology." Captain Lisa took over the explanation. "Council species develop technology through committees, through consensus, through careful testing over decades. Very safe, very reliable, very slow. Humans work differently. We take risks. We try impossible things just to see what happens." "Show him Project Deep Thought," Captain Bob suggested. The display changed once more, revealing something that made Rex's eyes widen. It was clearly a massive computer complex, but its design was unlike anything in Council technology. Instead of the orderly, crystalline structures that advanced civilizations used, this looked almost organic, flowing lines and curves that seemed to pulse with energy. "We call it a quantum consciousness matrix," Jack explained. "Instead of programming computers to solve problems, we taught them to think like humans. Intuitive leaps, pattern recognition, creative problem solving. It can design and test new technologies in simulation faster than your best research teams can even understand the problems." Mark's voice was shaky. That's impossible. The processing power required would be enormous, and the risk of creating an artificial intelligence beyond your control would be enormous if we thought like you do," Jack agreed. "But we don't. We asked different questions. Instead of how do we control it, we asked how do we work with it. Instead of what if it rebels, we asked what if it helps us." The implications hit Rex like a physical blow. If humans had developed true artificial intelligence that could accelerate their technological development, they wouldn't just catch up to Council levels. They would surpass them within years. "Captain Rex," Admiral Jack said quietly, "we're not asking for permission anymore. We're informing you of new realities. Humanity is no longer a junior species. We're your equals now, whether the Council likes it or not." Through the viewport, Rex could see the human fleet maintaining their perfect formation around his ship. 18 impossible vessels that shouldn't exist, powered by technology that shouldn't work, commanded by a species that had just rewritten the rules of galactic civilization. "What happens now?" Rex asked. Jack's smile was diplomatic but firm. "Now you take a message back to the Council. It's time for a new treaty." "Are you suggesting that Council members have been selling intelligence to raiders?" Vash asked coldly. "I'm suggesting that the Outer Rim raids have been very profitable for certain shipping concerns," Norn replied carefully. "If human colonies were adequately defended, those profit margins would disappear." Rex felt sick. The humans had been right. Some Council species had been deliberately keeping humanity weak and vulnerable for economic reasons. "There's more," Rex continued. Admiral Jack transmitted what he called a small demonstration along with their demands. The main display activated, showing a remote star system on the edge of Council space. Rex had visited this system many times. It contained the asteroid base where the most notorious pirate clans made their headquarters. This recording was made 6 hours ago. Rex explained. The display showed a single human ship appearing at the edge of the system. It was smaller than the massive warships Rex had encountered, sleek and predatory looking. Without warning, it began firing on the asteroid base. But these weren't ordinary weapons. Beams of pure energy lanced out from the human vessel, and wherever they touched, matter simply ceased to exist. No explosions, no debris, just perfect spheres of nothingness. Carved out of solid rock. Within 10 minutes, the entire pirate stronghold had been reduced to floating dust. The human ship then broadcast a message on all frequencies before jumping away. "This is Admiral Jack of the Human Defense Force," the recording played. "The pirate base at coordinates 847 Delta 9 has been eliminated as a threat to peaceful shipping. Any similar installations that continue to target civilian vessels will receive the same treatment. Humanity is no longer helpless." The council chamber was absolutely silent. Finally, Representative Kell spoke in a hushed voice. "What kind of weapon was that?" "According to our analysis," Rex replied, "it appears to be some form of quantum deletion. Beam. It doesn't destroy matter. It convinces the universe that the matter was never there to begin with." "Impossible," several representatives said at once. "So we keep saying?" Rex replied grimly. "And they keep proving us wrong." Council Leader Vash stood slowly, his ancient frame radiating authority. "Representatives, we face a choice. We can accept that humanity has become a major galactic power, or we can attempt to suppress them. Given their demonstrated capabilities, suppression would likely mean war. A war we might not win," added Representative Tor from the military command. "If they can build 18 ships like that, they can build more. And their technology advantage appears to be accelerating. So what do you recommend?" Vash asked. Doc Rex stepped forward. Admiral Jack was very clear. They don't want to rule the galaxy. They just want to be treated as equals. But they also made it clear that they won't be treated as inferiors anymore. The old relationship is over, whether we accept it or not. Vash looked around the chamber at the representatives of 47 species, all of whom were grappling with the reality that the balance of galactic power had just shifted forever. "Very well," Vash said finally. "Prepare a formal response. And someone get me a direct communication line to Admiral Jack. It seems humanity has earned the right to speak for themselves." The age of human subservience was over. 3 months later, Admiral Jack stood before the full Council Assembly, but this time as humanity's first official ambassador to the Galactic Council. The massive chamber, which had once intimidated human diplomats, now seemed smaller somehow. Perhaps it was the knowledge that 18 human warships were stationed just outside the system. Or perhaps it was simply that humans no longer felt like supplicants begging for acceptance. "Honorable representatives," Jack began, his voice carrying clearly through the chamber's advanced acoustics, "I come before you today not as a military commander, but as a representative of humanity's hope for peaceful cooperation among all galactic civilizations." Council Leader Vash nodded approvingly. The investigation into the pirate intelligence leaks had revealed corruption that went deeper than anyone had imagined. 7 council species had been involved in providing information to raiders, and the scandal had shaken the galactic government to its core. "Ambassador Jack," Representative Kell said, "humanity's rapid technological advancement has raised concerns among some council members. How can we be certain that your species won't use this advantage to dominate others?" Jack smiled. "Representative Kell, I appreciate your concerns. But consider this. If humanity wanted to dominate the galaxy, would we be here talking? Our quantum deletion weapons could have eliminated any opposition months ago." The chamber stirred uneasily. Everyone knew it was true. "Instead," Jack continued, "we've used our technology to solve problems that have plagued the galaxy for centuries. The pirate clans that terrorized outer rim worlds for generations have been eliminated or have fled to the dark reaches of space. Trade routes that were too dangerous to use are now safe." Representative Norn from the Merchant Guild spoke up. "Human Defense Force patrols have indeed made shipping much safer. Our loss rates have dropped by 87% in sectors under human protection. And we're sharing our defensive technologies with any council species that requests them." Jack added, "Our quantum shielding systems are already being installed on council vessels. Our early warning networks now protect 17 different star systems. Council Leader Vash leaned forward. Ambassador, there are still questions about your artificial intelligence research. Many species fear the implications of machines that can think and create. Jack's expression grew thoughtful. I understand those fears, Council Leader. But our quantum consciousness matrix isn't a machine that thinks. It's a tool that helps humans think better. It doesn't make decisions for us. It simply allows us to process information and see patterns that we might miss otherwise. Like the pattern that revealed the pirate intelligence network? Asked Representative Tor. Exactly. And the patterns? That led to our breakthrough in faster-than-light communication, our advances in medical technology, and our development of clean energy systems that we're freely sharing with all Council worlds. The main display activated, showing statistics that made the representatives sit up and take notice. Human technology transfers had already improved life expectancy on 14 Council worlds, reduced energy costs across 37 systems, and revolutionized agriculture on colonies throughout the galaxy. The question isn't whether humanity will change the galaxy, Jack continued. The question is whether that change will happen through cooperation or conflict. We prefer cooperation. Representative Kell, who had been one of humanity's harshest critics, spoke slowly. Ambassador, what assurances can you give that humanity won't abuse its technological advantages? Jack turned to face him directly. The same assurance any species can give. Our word, backed by our actions. We've had the power to conquer for months now, and instead we've chosen to protect and share. We've had the ability to dominate trade routes, and instead we've made them safer for everyone. Besides, Jack added with a slight smile, we're not the only species capable of rapid development. 3 other Council civilizations have already begun implementing our research methodologies. In 10 years, the technological gap may not exist at all. Council Leader Vash stood. The Council will vote on humanity's full membership proposal. But first, I have a question. What does humanity ultimately want from this alliance? Jack was quiet for a moment, considering his words carefully. What we've always wanted, Council Leader, to explore, to learn, to grow, and to face the universe alongside friends, rather than as enemies. The galaxy is vast and full of wonders we haven't even imagined yet. We'd rather discover them together. The vote was closer than Jack had hoped, but decisive enough to matter. 41 species voted in favor of full human membership, with only 6 abstentions and no votes against Dot as Jack left the Council chamber. He thought about the journey that had brought humanity to this point. From a primitive species begging for acceptance to equal partners in galactic civilization in just 50 years. Not bad for a species that supposedly couldn't exist yet. Outside the chamber windows, human and alien ships flew together in formation, patrolling space that was now truly shared. The galaxy would never be the same, Dot, and humanity wouldn't have it any other way.